Need you. Okay.
Live on Journey.
Yes. Trip Digital Radio presents LA Style Magazine. Tis the time. Marquita Monet, Trisha Love.
Hello.
Ashley, Raven, Dave.
Yes.
You got NK Ride in the building.
Studio,
wow.
Man. It's
just, special guests.
It's beautiful
right?
people in here today, man.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, Trisha Love, can you bring in our guests?
I can. We have with us the extraordinary Rod Allen.
Rod
Allen Baker.
Let's bring it in.
Yo, the Dapper Don is in the house.
He's arrived.
Rod is looking fly.
I'm trying to tell you.
For real.
Yes.
Me and him got to have a conversation.
Yeah. I'm talking about.
Yes.
Well, Rod, for our audiences listening, tell them a little bit about you and where you came from. I know today you're a stylist. You also do custom clothes, but tell us about the beginning of the journey.
The beginning of the dream started when I was a little kid. I would think I was telling you a little earlier on, Trisha. My dad was a real dresser, and that was just something. And seeing him, that was what I wanted to do every day. I wanted to dress.
Yeah,
I wanted to be me.
Wow.
And so it's been a 38-year run. Been doing this 38 years.
Wow.
Changing lives.
Looking fly.
Congratulations to that, man.
Wow.
So
Exactly.
I love it.
And we can tell you've been in it for a while because you are everything
Head to
sitting
toe.
next to us.
That's right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
So, with that being said, Trisha and I cannot wait to ask you about this book that has been published. We have been talking about that. I don't know for how long. Please tell us a little bit about that book.
Well, you know what? One of the things that I have found in my career is one of the most stressful times in people's lives is at 6 o'clock every morning when they go to their closet and they ask themselves, what in the world am I going to wear?
Just time.
And one of the things I found is the reason why they have such a hard time is because they don't know what they want to communicate for that day.
Okay, wow.
You know what I mean?
Is...
And so what I've done is when I dress people, I go inside. So I get to know who they are to where I bring out what they want to communicate to the public, because your clothes do that whether you think they do or not.
I've never heard that before.
Day. So I dress people from the inside out. Opposite of what retail and a lot of stores do is they say, this is what we have, wear it. Because that's good stuff. That's the style. That's not how I do it. I go inside and I find out what is it that you want to communicate in what you wear every day, because it will. I always say your clothing speaks long before you do.
Okay, Rod, you are so amazing. I just feel like love. Like that is so beautiful on so many levels.
Yeah.
That you want people, basically, we want to know what we want to communicate for that day.
Yeah, and a lot of it has to do with what you're passionate about. You know, I mean, if you're into baseball, guess what? Everything you do, everything that's a part of you is baseball or race cars or I don't know, real estate. It could be whatever you're passionate about. And then the other part is your personality, because we all have different personalities, and that makeup of our personality is crazy, because some people, when they walk into the room, they want all eyes on them. There's other people that kind of just want to slide in and don't want anybody to know that they're there. So everybody's a little bit different. Some people are more expressive. Some people are more analytical. And so that actually is part of how you dress every day.
So, I got a question about that then. So how do you come to that? I know you said you dress from the inside out, right?
Yeah.
But you're coming up with a whole bunch of information. Right.
Yeah.
So what are you going? Did you have a psychology degrry too? And you what?
You know what? I didn't. But what I learned of meeting people is that there were actually part of my concept, the extraordinarily you concept that I've been using all my life, is part of a makeup of personality types. There's clinical studies have personality types. Like there's the doer personality.
That's
there's
good.
the intellect personality.
Yep.
There's the optimist personality. And then there's
Are they all in separate categories?
I know.
Because you just called me out in like 3 different ways.
Yeah,
I'm, like,
exactly.
confused.
And then there's the giver, you know. And, well, the crazy part is that we all have like a primary and a secondary,
Right.
and as we
Wow.
mature in life, we actually, you know, take on a lot more. That's what makes us
True.
chameleons, you know.
That's
For us to be able to communicate with all types of people.
And do you, in your book, do you call that address language? Is that
I
what you
do.
do?
That's why I
Yes.
call
Okay.
dress language.
Indeed.
Yeah, because
Right.
every day you're communicating this picture of you.
Mm.
You know, one of the things I always say is that whatever that picture of you that you want people to remember, see, I'm going to remember when I talk to you the next time,
Yeah.
I'm going to remember this.
Sparkle.
That's you. Exactly. So I'm going to remember you. Yeah.
Sparkle. Unicorns and rainbows.
There you go. So that's what I call the dress language. That is
love
what you're
that.
communicating to people every day. And what is it that you want people to remember you by?
What if it depends on the day?
Yeah. I was
Does that
just-
mean that
Well,
because
is
how,
that bad?
how many dress languages do people have or can a
Like,
person
because
have?
sometimes I want attention on what I'm wearing, then sometimes I don't.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
yeah.
You
Well,
don't
What
want
does
to be
that
in
mean?
Target.
That
Like,
you have a bipolar dress language?
No, okay, wow. That I wear sparkle even if I'm sad inside. And I wear sparkle when I'm excited.
because it
Well,
helps-
then you're
if it's a little
consistent.
bit. Yeah.
You saw them boots,
But I mean
Rob.
just a little bit.
You seen them boots, right? Look down there. See?
Yeah, the
So-
holiday
Yeah,
collection.
popping, baby.
Good holiday
Those are
collection. Come on.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, you know what? Part of it is another part of the concept is what is the group and the setting that you find yourself. If you're in a, you know, like I'll go into someone's office and they're like IT guys, you know, and they're just like really intellectual type of people. I might not walk in there all floral and all crazy and all sparkly and all that.
Right.
I may dress it way down because they're in cargo shorts and
Right.
T-shirts and flip-flops. I'm probably not going to walk in like this.
No, you don't want to communicate intimidation. You just
Yeah,
want to be
I don't want
chill.
them to think
Right.
I'm the IRS or something like that.
Right,
They'll all be-
right.
They'll all be hiding from it.
Right. Exactly. Totally.
So part of it does have to do with the group and the setting that you find yourself into.
Mhm.
So, you know what I'm?
Yeah, man. I definitely, we speak in language.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there
We
you
speak
go.
in language,
There
you know.
go.
I mean, because, you know, like you were saying, Trish, about your mood, you know, because there's sometimes when I want to just throw on some bright, you know, yellows and just because I just like wild stuff sometimes. But then
Yeah.
a lot of time I mute it down. And there's
Yeah.
other reasons for that, but we won't get into that. But,
Yeah.
you know, how do you, but I still want to know, how do you get that information? How is it just a conversation that you have,
A lot
or is
of times.
it a long, I mean,
Well,
how much time do you take?
You know what? That's why the clothes that someone wears is communicating a lot. So sometimes when I first meet someone for that first time, there's a lot of their personality that's in what they wear or their hair or
Yes.
whatever it is. I mean, that right there
Totally.
tells me a lot
Right.
about that person, that they're very optimistic and their smile
Oh.
and just that presence
Yeah.
about them, the way they talk.
Right.
I mean, you can tell I'm a very expressive individual.
Mhm.
I'm a very passionate individual about what I do. And so that right there exudes from my clothes,
Mhm.
whether I'm saying anything or not, because that's what I want people to remember me by,
Right.
is that part of it. I don't know if, does that make sense?
No, it does.
Yeah,
It
and
does.
the other part is talking to them and getting to know them and getting to know how they make decisions. Is it based on emotion?
Mhm.
Is it based on facts? Is it based on results? Or is it based on relationships?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Totally.
It does.
We all make decisions differently.
Hmm.
So,
Extraordinarily You. Wow.
That's wonderful.
That's the name of your book.
yeah,
Right?
extraordinarily
Yes,
you
it
from
is.
the inside out.
From the
Inside
inside out.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So as we're here, and they have, I know this is kind of weird, but it's kind of off, but they have these little things where you can go online now, right? And you can get a fashion designer or whatever. They send you these clothes in the mail. How do you
Oh,
feel about
yeah.
that, and how does that affect you? Because I know what you do is tailored. And it just seems like it's real personal. It's there. But then they have this and they state that they're doing the same exact thing.
Well, they do it a lot more off of algorithms. And of course, our whole society is in how we're doing things is so algorithm based. I mean, from the Facebooks to the iPhones to the everything. But it doesn't have that personal touch. And what I found, to answer your question, is that all of the years of getting to know people and all of the intricacies of their personalities and what they do for a living and how they grew up. I mean, that's what makes us so individual. I always say we're all created individual masterpieces, one of a kind.
Right.
And so I don't think that an algorithm can do that. Not yet. One day. Yeah. One day maybe, but
I don't think so.
But that's why,
we won't be around when it starts doing that.
Right. That's why I've tried to make, what I do so individual and so, to where you have to really go inside. And but that's one of the is you literally change lives.
Yeah.
I mean, there's, we all here are very fashionable, but there are a lot of people that struggle.
Yeah.
They may be masterminds in math or IT or cars. I don't know, all different type of things. But when it comes to clothes, clueless.
And it affects their communication with others, how they can maybe develop friends or network. I think if they're out in a setting and you don't really feel comfortable.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And
point.
I mean, I've been in their closets with them and they sit there and they're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't. And literally, they have closets full of clothes, and they wear that much. It's crazy. In fact, we all do. We all have closets full of clothes, but we always find ourselves just wearing about that much.
Yeah.
That same thing. Instead of having a wardrobe, that is really what I do. Is I design wardrobes for people.
I love it.
Based on their life and their lifestyle and all their personality, all that kind of stuff. But is to really build a wardrobe that works every day without confusion or without anxiety, without that stress. So that's the deal.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What do you want? I mean, you've been in the industry for 38 years. You've styled, corporate execs, celebrities, mass audiences. So what do you want your legacy to be like? What do you want people to remember you as or by?
To make dressing something that's easy and that's something that truly communicates the masterpiece you were created to be.
Like the power behind that.
Yeah. To give them the ease that I know and that I can turn around and help people to where they're communicating exactly what they want without having to sit there and talk about it a lot. They're already doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes any sense.
No, it does.
Complete sense.
And the springboard off of Patricia's question. So 38 years in the game. You've done a book. So many celebrities, many execs, as she said. So what's next? What's that next step? What's that next plateau for you?
Is taking that expertise to the masses, to really do it in a way that it's hard to duplicate 38 years. And the last thing I want it to do is to go and just it's gone. I want to be able to help people. And so I'm just looking to do that on a global scale, on a larger scale. And we have the technology today that can do that. You can ask Alexa, what about this? How do you spell this? And all that. But you know what she can't do?
Yeah.
She can't tell you what to wear.
Can't dress you.
Wow.
I can.
Alexa, what should I wear today?
But one day, she will.
Well, I'm curious to see how you do that and what comes
That's
up.
what I'm working on.
That's what, I get with LA Style over here and see what you guys can collaborate on.
Absolutely.
For sure. Most definitely.
And it's all about meeting people. And,
it really is.
And getting the name out there. So I really appreciate this opportunity.
Man,
we appreciate
you. Man. Definitely. And with that said, man, where can people follow you? How can we find you on your social medias? What can we do?
You know what? I'm all over social media, from the Facebooks and the Instagrams and all of that. It's all about Rod Allen. So
okay, so it's all under Rod Allen.
Yes,
just Rod Allen. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
awesome.
Cool. But I did find Rod Allen Custom, and I did find like a Rod Allen Style. Are those also yours as well?
Those are all. Yeah,
awesome.
And that came with an underscore, people. So Rod Allen underscore style and underscore custom.
Yes,
correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, a custom is one side of my business. It's something that I found years ago when I first got into the business at 19. I found I was in this beautiful store and nobody would come in. I sat there and I folded clothes all day. I found that men hate to shop. And so that's when I started doing custom, because I could go out to see them.
Right.
And so I've been doing custom ever since. And, I've, been involved in pro sports and ESPNs and all of those to make clothes for people that can't just go into a store and buy clothes because they're too big, too small, or whatever it is.
Right.
They're too tall. So that's one side of my business. The style part of my business is where I literally shop for people, both men and women, and design wardrobes, based on who they are. So that's what I do.
I had to find out what this cost is, man, because a brother needs a hookup. I need to get it at. Most definitely. Man,
we'll talk.
All right, cool. Well, as we go out, man, I want to say to you, thank you once again for coming on. But,
totally.
I'm very interested in this, but I want to find out. We always ask our guests as they go out. We want to find out, what is your superpower?
Oh, it's the big guy upstairs.
Oh man.
That's where the extraordinarily you concept actually comes from. Not to go there too much, but there's a verse that says that we're all created masterpieces, exactly the way He wanted us to be.
Boom.
That's where extraordinarily you comes from. That masterpiece.
Whoa.
That gave me goosebumps. So that's it.
I'm loving it.
I figure, you know what? You base it off of that, you can't go wrong.
No.
Right?
Not at all. Thank you.
Wow.
Welcome.
So there you have it. Let's give it up again. Rod Allen.
Wow.
Extraordinary Rod Allen.
That is, whoa.
Man. We'll be back. Trip Digital Radio, LA Style Magazine.